Hey, Jesus, where'd you get that donut?
I summoned it.
Could you summon me one?
I could.
We've summoned John Milius, and wait a minute, what's this? Oh, the man behind Apocalypse Now and Red Dawn is writing a World War II video game. Is this heaven? God, is that you? Then our hygiene expert, Kevin Rose, shows you how to wash all that crusty hidden info right out of Windows. Yeah, he's good. And Brendan breaks the tux out of mothballs, gives himself a shot of Banaka, and heads off to the Geek Prong. Here's hoping he spikes the punch. Now hold it off your magic sword and get yourself a goddamn liter of cola, because it's on.
Big up on this.
Yeah. Welcome to the only show that is, as we speak, I think we're the only show hacking into your blog, actually.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
TypePad, WordPress, you're going down.
Really?
No,
P-Machine?
P-Machine safe.
Oh, okay. It's the only solution, apparently.
I don't know.
What's going on, buddy?
Hanging out.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ready to make some television?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm just hanging out. Occasionally I say something for
That's
TV.
what I like about this show, though. We just get to hang out and have a good time.
Get together
Yes.
for 45 minutes and don't fight.
Yeah.
And then
we try not to.
Then it's
then
back to the
afterwards-
alleys and shanking each other
That's
and
right.
whatnot. Yeah,
That's
that
right.
happens.
And, of course, Sarah Lane. Hello.
Hi, how are ya?
Sarah, how you doing?
Great.
Yeah?
You guys are looking at me like...
Well, I mean, he said your name. I felt compelled to look
say
at you.
hi?
You know, like, hey, what's up?
It's just a funny way. Actually, today
Well,
we're going to show
understand
off some of your user-created
Yeah, that's
submissions.
awesome. That's
Remember?
cool.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Yeah.
You're going to be like, that's fine. I
Yeah.
can do this alone. I can fly solo. No, but we have funny Subway submissions. We asked you to sort of tag your Subway, send it in. We're going to show off some of our favorites today. So look for yours.
Awesome.
Those are cool. Speaking of cool, brand new watch from Seiko. Have you seen this?
Yeah, Seiko watch. Big
Seiko
deal, right?
watch. It's actually.
Is it waterproof?
No. Well, hold on. It's being developed.
Does it have a calendar?
It might have a calendar program. I'm not sure, but it's the
Okay.
first watch that uses e-paper as the display. Now, you're probably familiar with e-paper. It's
bit,
the
yeah.
electronic paper that basically, it's not like looking into a display. It's actually charging certain colors. Like it charges the black with a positive, and it comes to the surface.
Oh, all right.
So it's a really unique, almost like fake-looking display.
And you're not going to get the eye strain that you would with like a traditional
like looking at a
display,
traditional
right?
watch. You're like, eye strain.
Well, a
No.
traditional monitor.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, they're starting to use it in other areas as well. Here's an example of a Sony ebook that is going to be coming out soon that uses e-paper. So it's like when you look at it, when you flip through pages, you just push a single button, and then it kind of like takes all those charges down and then brings up the next page.
All the digital trees, man.
No, well, no trees are hurt here, hurt or injured here.
Whatever.
So it's cool. It's
It's
the
a
first
cool looking watch, and
It's
it's a neat application for e-paper. It'd be cool to see if it actually takes off.
Yeah, I don't know when it's coming out, but it definitely looks cool.
Very nice. Now, some MIT students have created an LED dance floor.
I heard about this.
Did you?
This is cool.
And now, if you've seen it, it's even cooler than just hearing about it. Here's some construction photos. The floor is 128 square feet. It's made up of over 1,536 LEDs and has 20,000 hand-soldered connections. That's like a lot of soldering.
Yeah, that's
right?
a little much.
Yeah, woo! Solderer! Woo! Yeah, get the gun! Yeah. So anyway, the cool thing is that it flashes over 4,000 colors at 30 frames a second.
Let's see it.
Yeah, I'm going to show you a little video here. Boom. This floor can do some pretty impressive stuff.
That's pretty cool.
Cool patterns, you know?
That's
Look at
pretty
that.
cool. I like that. So is there any other, I mean,
And it can be danced upon.
I'm sure they're working on like hacks for this. Like you
People-
step
yeah.
on certain areas.
And
so
their
things happen.
FAQs, well, in the construction page, it mentions something about pressure switches or pressure settings. I don't know if they're actually using that for, like, when you step on a tile, something will happen to it, making it interactive. But they did say that it can react to the music, and someone wrote in about, like, what about video games? Can I play Tetris on it?
That'd be
I'd
cool.
like to
I
do
mean,
that.
it's
They
block-like.
said pretty much if you've thought about it, chances are we have, and we're working on it. So
These guys are so smart
that's good
about it.
news to Tetris on the dance floor.
Very cool.
It's no 8-foot Nintendo controller.
That's right.
Let's just get that out there right now.
ones to do that one.
Actually, I heard that we weren't. But
Were we not?
Some guy was like, "Oh, that looks exactly like the one I saw," and I'm like, "Shut up."
Oh, that
I
sucks.
didn't let him finish, so I don't know.
In the tradition of Hot or Not or Rate My Rack, there's Pope or Nope.
Out of the millions of rating sites, it's like how to not or rate my rack.
Well, I mean, those are some of the most popular ones online. There are other ones, but I'm not going to go into some of those.
Okay. But Pope or Nope? Yeah,
Pope or Nope. Have you heard about this? It's you can basically select cardinals, bishops, deacons. You get their photos, and the official title, and then you can rate them on whether you think they're material.
So we'll go with all cardinals.
Okay.
All ages, or what do you mean?
Under 80, because that's the electors right there.
We'll go with under 80. And,
Regions, Western Europe?
Western Europe sounds good. Let's do that.
Who do we got? Oh!
Ooh, Frederick Cardinal
Frederick Wetter.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
He was born on February 20th, 1928.
That's great. Now here's the question, though.
Is he Pope material?
Yeah. Does he have what it takes?
Got the 1 to 10 go from.
I like the profile shot. I like the.
It's nice.
The glasses are good.
He looks like a leader.
I'm gonna give him a 7.
I'm gonna give him 8.
Really?
Yeah. Let's rate him and see how many people.
I can't go in between. So.
Just go for a 7.
All right, we'll go for a 7 then. And his average rating?
And your vote is
3.92. So clearly we're far too generous.
Oh wait, now this guy looks like Pope material though.
Carter.
Where's he from?
Barberin. Well, I'm Western Europe.
Give him a 10.
All right. See, as you can see, it's easy to get lost for hours on Pope or Nope.
That's very true.
Just kick back a few beers, get your buddies together, fire up the old Media Center PC, and
Pope or Nope.
Rate potential popes all day.
Yeah, we could probably pull this up on the PSP with that little hack.
We could.
Get Pope or Nope from your PSP.
We're not, though.
No.
Okay.
No, we're not.
And now here's your chance to speak with the legendary John Milius. Give us a call at 800-839-7880. And, of course, you can email us through our web form at g4tv.com/askaots. And you can chat with us in our IRC chat room, too. Just visit chat.
I'm Pope or Noping. Leave me alone. This is fun.
Chat.g4tv.com. Coming up, as I said, John Milius is here to crush his enemies, see them driven before him. And you know the rest, so I don't need to finish it.
This guy's got a skirt on.
Cardinal. All right, he's the legend behind Apocalypse Now, Conan the Barbarian, and Red Dawn, and now he's working with EA on Medal of Honor, European Assault, and he's brought some exclusive clips with him. Very nice of him to do so. He's the great John Milius. John, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you for having me.
How are things? You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm still, I'm still at large.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Now, you're a big World War II buff, correct?
Yeah. The World War II is the great event everybody loves. It's really good that World War II still gets the attention it does because it was a big one.
Right. Well, now there are thousands and well, I don't know if it's literally thousands, but just game upon game upon game is trying to do World War II lately. That's been the trend. Have you seen any of these games at all? Do you think they're doing it right?
I've seen a lot of pieces of them. I'm not a gamer myself. I'm a Luddite, so I don't have the computer skills and everything.
Right.
But I love the visuals. I think the thing people like so much about World War II is really neat airplanes, good weaponry, none of it's too advanced,
right.
and good uniforms, great villains.
But no lasers. That's the one thing that I think is missing
no
from
lasers.
most of these games.
Definitely no laser swords either.
Right, exactly.
Good.
Now you're involved with European Assault.
Yeah.
Are there certain things that you want to make sure that the game has in it? Like now that you're on the table, is there anything you want to bring to it?
Well, I try always. I'm a consultant, so I'm not the final word on anything.
Right.
And I try and infuse as much story as I can and everything. But also I try and keep them honest as to what can be done and what kind of stuff, tactics and weapons and logical stuff, and try and put as much history into it.
So we're not getting a laser sword then in European Assault.
I just don't want the laser swords to.
World War II is much cooler if there's neon and black lights and lasers.
Yeah.
But I'll let that go. Now, you're consulting. You're doing some writing for the game as well.
Yeah.
Now, is writing for a video game different than writing for a movie, or are you just approaching it the same way you would?
Yeah, writing for a movie is a completely different thing because it's dramaturgy.
Right.
You have something you have to tell a story in 2 hours. A game is a much different thing. Eventually, games will become very sophisticated. Mm-hmm. They're at the very beginning right now, and eventually games will have enormous long stories. It'll take a month. Hopefully, they'll have games that takes a month to play, so you can have a whole experience. Like it'll be much more like reading a long novel or something.
Yeah. Do you feel now? I mean, I know you're not a gamer, but you've probably seen many games. Some people say it's like an hour's worth of story stretched into a 22 or 40-hour experience.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll start having stories that?
Yeah, it'll be the opposite in a way. You'll play for an hour and be exhausted and play for the next day or something like that, and you really will have a month-long story. I mean, it would be like when I last summer I read War and Peace, and it took
the whole thing.
Oh,
you didn't Cliff Notes it or just skim?
I read everything. You got to take Tolstoy straight.
Okay.
And it took me, a while to read it, and it was a wonderful experience that it took so long to read because you really lived with the characters. You got to know all the families. You got to know the history. You even, got to know Napoleon.
Right.
And,
you see, you got some emotion out of the story.
You get
you
emotion
felt
that you would never get from a movie.
Now, video games have been lacking that for so long. Do you think they'll ever get to the point where video games will be able to evoke emotion from the player?
Oh, it's obvious. It's obvious that that's where it's going to go.
And how do you do that? Is it just the writing? I mean, how do you get this emotion? Why
in
people
time they're
it?
going to evolve further and further. I mean, one of the things I can really say that's great about EA is that they wanted to push more in that direction here. And they do a little bit at a time. They have to make a game that's similar to other games, but they know that that's the way they have to go.
Right.
EA games that are going to be made 5 years from now will be a lot different than the ones today.
Right, and I think bringing on people like yourself is clearly them showing they want to take it in that direction. Now when they came to you, they brought you in on it. What happened when you came to the project?
Well, I just went in. They said we're doing this game, and I went into a room, and the team was there, and it was a very different experience for making movies because it's egoless. Everybody's part of just doing this thing, and they brought me in. I'm the military history consultant, and I blather and talk about where this should go and everything, and they all take their notes and everything. And then I don't know what they do. Then the next time I come in, there are these wonderful graphic novels that they've made of the last discussion, and just beautiful paintings and stuff. And it was just amazing. The energy down there is quite extraordinary. It's like being in a industry that's just starting and going, like the aircraft industry in the 40s or something. And very different from the movie industry.
So now, people are taking their movies and they're making video games out of them. Is there anything, perhaps, any films you've worked on in the past that you would like to see turned into a video game?
Well, there are films that could be, I think Conan and Red Dawn maybe, or something like that, where you have a situation. But I don't know that movies are the best thing to make video games from. I think that video games should probably be created as what they are.
Games. Yeah, and that's an issue. People are taking video games and making movies out of them, and they're going the other way, and it doesn't seem to be working. There's a lot of films that are coming out that aren't working at all.
I don't think it's worked yet, and I don't think it really should work. I think that a video game should be a video game, and it has its own world that you live in. It's interactive. It's different than a movie,
All right, I want to switch gears here and talk about King Conan. What can you give us? What can you tell us? You got to give us something.
Warner Brothers has put it in the, they've shelved it for now, and whatever they do with it is their concern, which is too bad because it was a great script,
Right.
And maybe someday someone will resurrect it,
Would you want to see Arnold in it?
Well, he's a little busy.
Right, yeah. I know he has some other things to attend to, but he has time to do the Mr. Universe pageant, so maybe he has time to show up and do a cameo,
Movies a different kind of thing. Well, we'd probably have to get another Conan, but maybe we could make it as an animated film, and then we could have Arnold do the voice.
If you make it anime, the kids will eat it up. That's the new fad, right? And please don't do that. I'm just kidding. Don't make a Conan anime. No one wants that. Finally, the Coen brothers. The Big Lebowski.
Right.
You had a character based on you.
Oh, I know.
And now, how did you feel about that? Do you feel they were pretty accurate at all?
I was extremely flattered, and it's right on the money.
Really?
Absolutely. Okay. I bite people's ears off once in a while.
And this is even like somebody at Lebowski Fest doing their tribute to you. I don't know if do you get approached by people often who know that and say, "Oh, you're him," or "Wait, he's you"? Or
No. Only cineasts really say, "Is it really true?" And that kind of. You see, they wanted me to be in a movie of theirs, the movie that they did on Barton Fink. They wanted me to be the head of the studio, and I said, "I'm not an actor. I can't act. I can't do lines. I'll just make a fool of myself." Right. So they decided, "Okay, if you're not going to do that, then we'll do you."
Right. I'll write them. You act them. All will be well. Right. John, thank you so much for stopping by, and thank you for bringing the exclusive footage. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for having me.
All right. Medal of Honor European Assault will be released June 6th, and still ahead, do you remember your prom as one of the worst nights of your life? Now imagine if Brendan Moran were there. Scary, right? Yeah. And hide your surfing tracks with Kevin's Dark Tip. And we feel like coming back.
And now, if useful advice had a sinister side, it'd be dark tips. All right, so Kev, you're using a public computer.
Right.
You're at work, school, home, wherever.
Library.
Library. You're
No
going
one goes to the library.
Does anybody go to the library anymore?
I'm sorry if you do, but you shouldn't.
When was the last time you went to the library?
I don't. Oh God, 6th grade.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
It's called
Anyway,
the internet.
Yes. Moving on.
Yes. Public computer.
Public computers. If you're surfing, you're going some places you don't want other people seeing where you're going. What
On
do you
a
normally
public
do?
computer too.
Yeah. What do you normally do to get rid of that information?
You clear your history, and maybe you delete your cache, and then you look for the meat holes cookie, and then you shift delete it.
Exactly. Now, there's other information that's being stored on your computer, even though you do that. There's other files. There's this weird file called the index.dat file where certain information is stored, swap files. You're not doing a really good job when you do that of getting rid of the information. So today I'm going to show you an application. It's called Window Washer, and this is probably my favorite app for just deleting pretty much everything on your computer. Take a look at this here. I mean, I've only selected a few options here, but your documents history, your find search history, your media player history, so people can see, they can't see what you've been opening up.
What streams you've opened up, videos.
Paging file, like I recommended, recycling bin, I mean, you name it. Even goes into browsers, your address bar, your autocomplete, those index.dat files I was telling you about. It'll do email, Outlook Express, ICQ, pretty much everything.
So let me ask now, is there a possibility that by deleting all this stuff, if I just go check crazy and say I want it all gone, can I mess up my computer at all? Is it all safe to delete?
This application is actually, they've done a really good job at finding just those types of files where it's storing those settings. Okay. And in fact, there's if you go to the plugins area, you can see that it supports just, I mean, seriously, a couple hundred different applications. And it checks which ones you have installed. Like, you can see I have DivX installed, but I would never think to be able to find those files and go and delete the history out of DivX. You wouldn't think to go do that.
No, absolutely not.
But this will find that.
If you delete a file, you know, it's not gone from your hard drive necessarily, right?
Right.
Isn't there, is there a way to...
Yeah, there actually is a way to recover the stuff. So you got to be careful. There's actually an option here. It says, I'll show you right here. It says add bleach to wash.
Ooh,
and what that's going to do?
Only do that with the darks.
You can add the bleach.
You mix that in with it'll mess with the clothing.
Dude, it doesn't. Look, here's what it does. Look at, you have a bunch of different settings here, like 4 or 5 different ones on how many passes of random data that you want to overwrite those files that you're deleting.
Oh, so explain what bleaching is then, real quick.
Okay,
bleaching
so
is...
let's say you have like your cookies or your cache or your internet history and you want that deleted. When you add the bleach, not only will it delete that data, but it will rewrite over the top of exactly where that data was on the hard drive with random zeros and ones.
Okay.
So now we just go into Wash now to start this entire process. It's going to queue up everything that it's deleting. We hit the Start button, and it's going to go through each item, and you can see there it's going down the list, and it's actually deleting and clearing out all that data. This covers...
Nice.
I mean, now I got to tell you, it is $29 to buy, but they do have a shareware version. So if you just want to play with it, and you know you have to use it in a pinch, if you happen to be at somebody else's computer, then you can just download it for free. But it's a great program to own. I really like it, and they make great software. It's a company called WebRoot. They've won a bunch of awards for it. It's good software.
Very nice.
Now to get the links for Window Washer, you can find them in our show notes.
All right, now the feed is nearly here, so settle down. Oh, take it down a notch. Don't get too excited. It's coming. And next, we're embracing our inner geek. Well, actually, we're picking her up at her parents' house with absolutely no chance of getting to second base, unfortunately.
No chance.
It's next, but we're going to pay some bills, so we'll be right back. Welcome back to AOTS. That's Attack of the Show. AOTS. AOTS, yes. Got a case of the AOTS. Rashy.
Right there.
Coming up, we hop the turnstiles for this week's user created, and we check out possibly the best digital video recorder you'll ever see, Brendan.
Bold statement.
Ever.
Bold statement.
Ever.
Kevin.
Yes, Brendan.
High school is tough.
God, man, you're telling me.
But prom is tougher. Most people grow out of that awkward phase, but it seems like some people will be geeks forever. And you know what? That's a good thing.
Geeks, nerds, dorks, dweebs, and spazzes. They're all part of an eclectic group of Duluth, Minnesota people who every year put on something called the Geek Prom. This year's theme, the geek shall inherit the earth. Join me, won't you?
Good evening, Duluth, and hello, America.
to you live from Pizza Luce here in Zenith City, Duluth, Minnesota. All the major networks are here tonight. Geek Prom is a fantastic activity where geeks come out of the woodwork to say, yes, I can. I am somebody. I may not be a winner, but I've got the heart of a champion.
Pizza Luce has a special item on their menu just for Geek Prom tonight. It's tater tot hot dish.
You guys are some of the biggest geeks I've ever seen. Did you go to your real prom when you were in high school?
I did.
How was that?
Oh, it was awful.
I went to 17 proms in high school.
First up, the talent show.
I juggle pizza condiments instead of balls. Hey, 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 hey.
If you tell me you think I'm strange, here's what I'll reply. Thanks so much for noticing just how weird I am.
Are there a lot of geeks in Duluth?
Well, we're a weird town. It's these people who would normally get their asses kicked or butts kicked.
Shoved into lockers.
Yeah. That actually happened to me.
So you won second place in the talent competition.
Hi.
What did you win? Show us.
A chocolate cake. It's pretty tasty. Want to try some?
I'd love some. Why don't you try it first and tell me how it is?
All right. I came without a date. Would you be my date?
No, I will not. Now, just like a real high school prom, the Geek Prom has a lot of things that are very similar. For instance, they let geeks get their picture taken so they can preserve their memories for years to come. And now, the Spaz Dance.
Who is the guy who spazzed the hardest?
That would be the chicken guy.
Chicken Man, you just won Best Spaz Dancer. How does it make you feel?
I dance so hard, I feel like I'm gonna puke.
Explain the chicken outfit. Is that nerdy, or is that geeky, or what is it?
Oh, it's not really a chicken, it's a seagull.
I think I know a chicken when I see one.
No, it's a seagull.
Okay, we'll agree to disagree. Oh, that felt good.
got one.
Oh, that felt
Okay,
great.
that felt
Okay, sorry. And finally, meet your 2005 Geek Prom King and Queen. Queen Geek, may I have this dance? She's a sweetheart, the Queen Geek 2005. It's a yearly event, no plans to bring it national. So if you want to go, head on up to Duluth, Minnesota.
And you've been IMing her ever since, daily. I mean, that's incredible, Brendan.
Hey,
I'm glad you found true love.
You know what? Sometimes we find it in the strangest places, Kevin.
Exactly. I think you found it doing the guy's bubble wrap too, but fair enough.
We'll talk about that off camera.
Yeah. Now breathe and stretch because it's time for the feed.
Yeah. There's no question you want the new Xbox when it comes out. No question. But the nagging question is how much babysitting money do you have to squirrel away, and how many times are you going to have to go without Carl's Jr. for lunch? Horror. Well, experts may actually have some clues for you. Analysts from Goldman Sachs predict that the next-gen console will go on sale in either October or November and will cost between $250 and $300. Goldman also expects Microsoft to ship 3 million units of the Xbox 2 during the holiday season and will continue also to ship its predecessor as well because, I don't know why. Some people just like to use obsolete consoles out of spite. I don't know. That's the only guess I have. Okay, good news. I have good news for you. When Coldplay releases its new single, you won't be sick to death of it thanks to heavy radio rotation. No. You'll be sick to death of it because you'll have heard it a million times blaring out of cell phones. Yes! Singular Wireless is launching a new program that will offer singles from top bands as ringtones before they've been released. And they're starting with Coldplay's Speed of Sound. The concept is a collaboration between studio execs, obviously looking to make up for slumping CD sales, and band managers looking for new ways to promote albums. The deal, of course, was signed in blood on parchment made of human flesh. I'm not always serious. Listen up, Star Trek fans. You can finally stop picketing, creating online petitions, and crying into your pillow because Paramount has finally made a definitive decision on the future of Enterprise. It's over. Yes. Paramount says it will not be producing a 7th season, despite a grassroots effort to save the show that's already raised more than $3 million. The studio says it's very flattered, it's very impressed by the show's fans and their passionate outpouring of support, but said no amount of money would save the show. Wait a second, a TV studio turned on free money? God, they must really hate you guys. I don't. And finally, politicians in Wisconsin are trying to pass a bill that would make it legal for residents to hunt cats. I really wish I was joking, but I'm not. The Wisconsin Conservation Congress approved the measure, meaning it will be sent to the National Resources Board for review before ending up before the Wisconsin legislature. The group says that more than 2 million stray cats roam Wisconsin and kill some 47 million songbirds each year. So, I guess nobody in Wisconsin has ever heard of spaying and neutering their pets. So let's ignore the source of the problem and just use our guns, right? Yeah, God bless America. Woo! And that's it for the feed.
Good times.
Wow, that's a lot of cats, though. That is a ton.
I know. I think I agree with what Sarah's saying to an extent. I think she just misses the sport. I mean, cats are their tough game. I got this one. This stray
Whoa.
This guy was looking at me.
Fighter, wasn't he?
He was looking at me the wrong way, Kevin, and I had to get him. I got him in a chokehold, and I got him down. But I think
was that the look on his face? Hold on, we got to see the look on the cat's face here.
Rick and Morty, yeah.
Is that when you got him actually?
I got you. I got you. That's it. No more garbage rummaging for you.
I can understand when there's 2 million freaking cats. If 2 million cats were coming at me, I'm taking the shotgun out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's dangerous.
It is. It's
They're not
tragic,
coming
though.
at you. They're just trying to eat.
Oh.
Think about it.
I didn't think about that, actually.
Sorry, but now about the Star Trek fundraising, the $3.2 million.
That's quite a chunk of change for execs to be like, man.
That's a lot of money. I mean, we have a huge network right here. We're in what, 50-some million
55,
households?
I don't know,
55 million
several
homes?
Million. Yes.
It would be a shame to let all that money go to waste.
It would be a shame to let all that money go to waste because we do have
We have a network.
The network. With TV shows on it.
That's right. Let's just leave it at that.
When we return, we admire and then mercilessly criticize your user-created submissions and find out why this here PVR might just be the best digital video recorder on the market, Kevin.
Yeah.
On the market.
Yeah.
Ever.
The feed is brought to you by Doritos. Don't hesitate, don't procrastinate, don't wait to be great. Visit INNW.com.
Fire up your gaming PCs. We're playing Joint Ops Escalation in this week's Attack of the Show LAN Party.
Yes, we are.
If you look on, if you look on page 11 for the manual to Escalation, you'll see 3 words that we're not allowed to say on television. Seriously, go check it out. Page 11. Full 3 words. To register, go to our website and click on Join Our LAN Party. You'll get all the details and the links to get started. And we'll see you tomorrow for the old LAN Party.
Sounds good.
Attack of the Show.
All right.
LAN Party.
Yes, it's going to be fun.
Playing the game.
That's right, Kevin.
I'll stop.
Moving on. The holy grail for TiVo users has to be the ability to take all of your recorded shows and burn them onto a DVD.
Yes, we've been waiting for it forever.
We've been waiting. I mean, you got the TiVo at home option, which is cool. You can take them to your computer and stuff
the
like
TiVo
that.
to go, but no burning software yet.
Right. So we wanted to find a solution to this. Actually, my dad's been bugging me for like the last 6 months. He's like, I want to do that.
They call you every night.
He does actually.
How'd I burn them DVDs?
He doesn't talk like that.
Okay.
But yeah.
I imagine your father talking like that.
He's been calling me, and we did a little roundup in the labs.
Nice.
And this happens to be the best unit right here. It's a Humax PVR. It's a brand new company. They've only
Humax?
been, yes, Humax.
Okay.
They've only been around for a couple
I'm
years.
just curious.
You said that earlier. You're like, Humax sounds stupid. It's not.
I didn't say it sounded stupid.
Oh, you didn't say it.
I made a joke and it was funny. Yeah. I said, Humax?
No, that was lame. That's stupid.
Like, who knows about them?
No, you're right. You're right. But this is, let me get on with the product. This is the DRT 800. It's going to run you about $399 with the TiVo rebate.
Yes.
And it has some really good features. First of all, you probably noticed on the front here, it has a DVD recorder. So that's built in. Not only is that a recorder, but it also allows you to play back standard DVDs. So you get rid of one box altogether.
Right,
And just get rid of the DVD player. Now, if we go into some of the options here, you'll see I'll pull it up on the screen. Look at that.
Well, that's a lot of options
Hold on.
there.
Oh, press stop
Thonk.
to stop recording.
Were you?
And
You were
I
recording
was recording something.
Is
Hold
it
on.
Golden Girls is on right now?
Yes.
Actually, I understand.
I like the gold. Why does it keep? I'm stuck in this endless loop here. Stop recording.
The old Humax.
Okay, stop recording. Yes.
All right. So we're in.
And it's recording.
And it's still recording.
Okay, it's time to reboot it.
Let's do that.
Yes.
Sarah,
Ha-ha,
it's like a
Sarah.
technical difficulty, and from the rafters you hear Sarah Lane going, ha ha.
Very funny. Okay, so
All
let's
right, so
turn
we're
it back
rebooting.
on. We're rebooting. But anyway, the options that I can't show you here, let me run you basically through. I don't know why it just
Hopefully we'll get it up, but if not, no worries.
So basically what it has is, take a look at the front here. We have a couple different inputs to choose from. So let's say you have one of these at home.
Shooting the old
a nice
home movies,
camcorder.
yeah.
And you want a way to get all of your home movies onto DVD. All you have to do is plug it into one of these inputs right here. You'll see there's your standard composite input.
Yep.
And then there's also
S-video.
S-video. And
Wait,
there's
what's that little
FireWire.
guy there? Yeah.
So FireWire is the best option because you can go straight FireWire out of your DV cam into this unit, record it onto the device itself, and then burn it out to a DVD. So that's
awesome.
pretty cool.
That's very cool. Very cool.
Also, it just allows you to go through your list. Like if you have a TV at home, you know what I'm talking about. But you choose the program that you want, and it burns it right to DVD. If it's too big to fit on a single DVD, it'll span it across 2 discs.
Oh, very nice.
So it's
Can
pretty
you,
nice.
Can you fit more than one show on a DVD? Let's say I have
You
a bunch
can.
of like little 15-minute shows or
Well,
whatever.
it depends on the quality that you record it in. If it was high quality and at a high bit rate, it might eat up a little bit more space, and you might have to go to multiple discs. But yeah, if you have multiple little tiny shows, you'd be able to fit them on one disc.
Very nice.
It's a great unit. So far, we've had this is the only problem we've run into. Actually.
Of course.
Was,
one time we're showing it to the world is
yeah,
when we have an
exactly.
issue.
So you know, I like it. It's $3.99. I would definitely recommend going out and picking up one. It's
Very
cool.
nice.
Yeah, you can read the full review of the Humax PVR with DVD burning at g4tv.com/AOTS.
All right, now it's time to ask yourself, should I be preparing for the second
Yeah,
whatever.
the second.
Yeah, exactly.
Second coming? Is that what you're
The
talking
second
about?
coming of the old apocalypse,
Yeah.
or should I waste my precious last minutes working on another user-created?
You know, Brendan, I thought they'd never stop talking.
I wasn't listening to a word they were saying.
Yeah, me either. Last week we asked you guys to download and tag a blank subway car, and we got some great submissions this week and decided to do something special.
That's right. Instead of picking 2 or 3 burners, Sarah, we chained a whole bunch of cars together to create the Attack of the Show Subway.
Ah, smashing. Take a look.
There it is right now. I like
look
this
at it.
one. Look at that.
Look at all
It
the
says
colors.
Booyah.
That's
yeah,
nice.
that's adorable.
It's a good time.
That's good. That's good.
I love it.
What are you guys doing?
Just
can't-
enjoying
You
the
guys into-
artwork.
Yeah,
Are you into
look, the
the subway?
train's passing beneath us. Look at
That one just had some black spray paint on it.
That one's
wasn't-
How can you ignore the
How did that make it into
creativity
the...
and
That's
the...
pretty cool. They did a good
No,
job.
that one's good, but there was one with just...
There's one that says
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man. There's Pac-Man down there.
You don't know which way
Pac-Man,
to go.
Sarah.
I saw it.
Yeah, it was there.
Now, there's one late submission. It was late from Damien P.
Just don't know
Didn't
where.
make it onto the train. Just missed it. But it was deemed Mad Fresh, so we didn't want to leave it out.
That's cool.
Look at that. That's some Mad Fresh tag in there, Brendan.
Hey, you know, I couldn't tag like that.
And props to Kevin T. He didn't really fit onto the train, but it was one of our favorites. It's a parody of
Subway.
the Home Road sketch, of course, that we did last week.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Subway!
Oh, it's the pointing that gets you there. Now,
It got me there.
For next week's User Created, we want you guys to design your own next-gen console.
Oh, fun.
We made ours with Adobe Illustrator, but you can use any graphics or 3D application to make yours. Look at that, Sarah.
Here's some more inspiration if you need it. We found this concept art at dualscreens.com, which is super fun. When designing your next-gen console, though, make sure you don't use any art, images, no logos that you didn't create yourselves. We won't be able to show them on the show, and you will have worked for nothing. So don't go slapping Xbox logos on toasters for Google image search. You've been warned. You can see more cool concept art at dualscreens.com. I just went blank there for a second.
You're okay? You're back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, good.
Check out the best submissions from this week and get all the details for next week's assignment at g4tv.com/usercreated. Coming up after the break, we'll take your calls for director John Milius. That's right, your call. Well, no, not you. It's the
That
guy
guy.
behind you. Your call.
You're next.
On tomorrow's show, Jason Hall of Warner Brothers Interactive talks The Matrix Online and offers us both blue and red pills. Damn, which one's the cool one again? I don't remember. Plus, what do you get when a bunch of college dudes start a website? Would you believe obscene amounts of cash? Me neither. Plus, the Attack of the Show LAN party is all about bringing people together in the most violent circumstances imaginable. And finally, Brendan asked the question, what would the valet steal? So be sure to find out. All right, it's time to open up the old phone lines for Mr. John Milius. Daniel joins us on the phone from Arlington, Texas. Daniel, are you there?
Yeah.
Daniel, how's it going, buddy?
Very good.
Any cat problems in Arlington? Infestations?
A little bit.
Okay, understandable. Stock up. Ammo. You have a question for John?
Oh, yeah. Before I do, I want to say I love the show.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Home road.
Yes. Home road. It's Subway now, apparently, by the way. He hits people with Subway art.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it happens.
No way. Isn't that illegal in 5 states?
It is, but, Texas isn't one of them, so there you go. All right, what's your question for John?
I really like the authenticity of his movies, especially Red Dawn.
Right.
And I wanted to know where he got a lot of the stuff, especially the T-72 take.
Ah, yes. So authenticity.
Well, it's just as easy to do things right as wrong, and if you're going to...
I wish our show had that motto, let me tell you.
If you're going to pick stuff, guns or, anything you do, architecture, anything like that, there's a right way to do it and a wrong way. And you're going to have to make it from scratch anyway. The tanks in Red Dawn, we built those tanks.
Really?
Yeah, we built them on M48 chassis and a place called Veluze, which builds everything for the movie business, built them, and they really have them down to a science now. They can build them very well. Those didn't work that well at the time. They'd get way out in the snow and then quit.
Oh, great. So
usually with me on them.
You grab all the PAs and just tell them to start pushing and yell? And
no, we'd get on the inner, on our communications line and say, come get us, bring something to haul us out of the snow.
Look for the giant tank that's stalled. Yeah, got it. I didn't put blinkers on those things. All right, we got another call from Alex in Denver, Colorado. Alex, are you there?
Yeah.
All right, you have a question about the new Medal of Honor game, yes.
Yeah, I was wondering what kind of settings we'll be able to see in the new Medal of Honor game.
What kind of settings are there going to be? Can you
well,
spill the beans
it's
a little
kind
bit?
of, it's World War II's greatest hits, So you start out at Saint-Nazaire, which is one of the most interesting commando raids into France and on the coast of France. Then you go to North Africa, and then you go to Russia, which is wonderful. I'm really glad that we got to do that because we do my favorite battle of all time, which is Stalingrad.
So we get to relive that battle.
Oh yeah, you get to learn a lot about that battle, and then you eventually end up in the Ardennes, the Battle of the Bulge.
Great. And we have a final question from Jesse on the phone from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Jesse, are you there?
Yeah.
Jesse, what's going on, buddy?
Just hanging out. Nice job on
calling the show.
Channel 1.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, thank you very much. I was Channel 1, and long story, no cats involved. You have a question about the old World War II?
Yeah. Why World War II?
Oh, yeah.
Why World War II?
Why World War II, I guess.
Can't get enough.
Yeah?
Just can't get enough World War II.
Is there a particular, are you particularly drawn to that battle?
Oh, I absolutely am convinced that, I was born in 1944, and I was convinced that, I was somebody else who was killed in World War II and just was born then,
Right.
Because I feel World War II, I feel an affinity for it. And it's the great event of our time, it overshadows everything else. We're still, dealing with the ramifications.
Right. And it's making for great video games, too.
Yeah.
So, there's always another side to that. John, thank you for taking some phone calls. We appreciate it. And thanks to everybody for calling in. Now, who's going to be reading the old email and checking in with the IRC chat room? It's us. Sorry I didn't give you a chance to answer, but it's us. All right, we're going to get to the old IRC chat room in just right now.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay, let me get there.
That was cute.
Okay, chat room questions. First one comes from Nintendo Goddess. I'm going to assume it's a she. Who wants to know, is it true Google has their own soft drink?
I heard about that.
That was an April 1st.
It was an April Fool's thing.
Yeah.
I've had Google malt liquor.
How is that?
tasty.
Really?
Yeah, it's a good drunk. I'll leave it at that.
Geez. Okay, moving on.
I like that. Google malt liquor is pretty good. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Zing.
No, it's not. It's not
Moving
a
on.
zing unless it's a comeback to something, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what zings are.
Yeah.
The comebacks, yeah.
Zing! That really wasn't a zing either, was it?
No.
Okay. Sorry. Next question, Sarah.
Creators Cobain asked, does Windows Washer delete any music files you might have saved into Windows Media Player?
Ah, it doesn't touch your media. It's just going through the history and what you viewed in the past. So it's up to you to
So
hide.
if you download songs illegally, Windows Washer won't wash it out
That's
for you.
right. That's right.
You're still responsible for that
Yeah.
stuff. Okay, again, Exterminator 13 asks, are emulators legal? And if so, can you suggest some ROM and emulator websites?
Ooh, that's wading into the pool of gray area now.
The emulators themselves aren't illegal, right?
No. Well, it
It's
well,
the
depends
ROMs.
on the emulator. Some are, because some use, BIOS images, and
Right.
others require that you get your own BIOS image legally, which is pretty much next to impossible.
But if they want to get started, you'd probably say MAME is like the first place to go.
You said that. No, I think, yes, MAME is a good place to go, and for all these emulators, even for Game Boy emulators, even
Sure,
for...
I said it then, I guess.
You just did, right? For Game
Kevin's
Boy...
still talking. Sorry.
For Game Boy and Atari and other emulators, there are public domain ROMs that are completely legal and completely safe, but for the type of gameplay that he probably wants to do, chances are it's illegal.
Oh, you just said that.
I did just say
No,
that.
just kidding. Keep going.
Caught in your own lie. Okay, Mithril is wondering, how comfortable are red couches? Well, Mithril, it's very comfortable indeed. You can really get down on this
Yeah,
thing.
the sofa is actually quite nice.
Yeah.
It's not the sofa, it's a couch. We've been through this.
Sorry.
Yeah, why do you have to
Is that
do
what we decided?
I wasn't bringing up the argument.
Wait, how do you guys feel about the couch? Comfy?
It's good. I wish we wouldn't have
Feeling
stress tested it on TV. That was a little awkward, but
I think
it's nice.
it's IKEA. Is
All
it?
right.
Is it?
Maybe.
Actually, I sold it to the network.
This is
Do you hand craft couches on the side?
No, it's been sitting in my basement for like years.
your
I
mother's
can tell you-
basement.
You know,
Just
this
where the
is-
stains are.
This is interesting stuff, but let's move on. Frosty Osty asks, what is Internet 2?
Ah, good old Internet 2.
Yes.
It's basically, it's a high-speed network for universities to talk to each other.
Right. It's some really cool thing that you can't get on.
Unless you-
essentially.
It's the only good reason to go to college.
Really?
That's right.
Yeah, to swap files at lightning fast speed.
And they get caught.
All right,
And then that would get caught, yeah.
They're not mad. We have another. Mutated Pig 4, last question, says, if you're making fun of Brennan's accent yesterday, is he from Chicago? If so, awesome, because I am too.
Right on. I'm from the suburbs of Chicago.
You and Mutated Pig 4 have something else in
Mutated
common.
Pig 4. Call me. Let's talk about it.
So that's it. We'd like to thank our guest, John Milius. Now get out of here, because people are starting to talk. We don't like what they're saying. What was that?
Did you want to?
What was that?
Wardrobe for Attack of the Show provided by Jinx.
Welcome to the Whip Set, the only hour of TV bringing you the cars you want and the girls you can't have. First up, Formula D, drifting, raw and uncut. Then Street Fury, custom kits, heavy horsepower, and oh yeah, ladies. The Whip Set, Sunday night, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific.